Hey guys, it's Ishan here with the Yu-Gi-Oh Club at UCI, bringing you guys my 21st placed Gren Maju stun deck. I played it at the San Jose Regionals. There was about, say around like 470 players. I can't remember the exact number. I played a stun version, different from the one I played at the YCS. Some funny stories actually. There were like 3 Gren Maju players up with me near the top tables. I think we were all 6-1 at one point, and then we all played against Sky Striker, and we all lost our chance at top 8. I think it's actually really hard to top 8 a San Jose regional because you have to get top 8, and it's like harder than a YCS basically, in my opinion. So, but yeah, it was really cool to see a lot of Gren Maju. There was me and a person named Ryan was playing a stun version, and then another guy I just met at the event in Kesefon, he was playing the Gren Maju Castle version, and so that was pretty cool. I know there's some other Gren Maju players at the event as well, but I think us 3 did probably around the best. Unfortunately, none of us got top 8, but I just want to get right into deck profile. I guess that's what you guys are all here for. So of course, we'll move this over. We start off with 3 Gren Maju Daiza. It's a secondary win condition. I think that's the most important thing with modern Gren Maju decks, is that if you want to win, you can't rely on drawing it. There's just no good way to search him out. And so the best thing to do is to just, use him as a backup win condition. And don't get me wrong, he came up a lot as a backup win condition. That's sort of the power of this deck, is even when you're behind, you can just sort of wait out of nowhere. And so Gren Maju does that really well. One of my favorite card in the game, basically, and so did his job today. I also play 3 Eater of Millions. This is the strangest card in this build, but he also sort of allows you to go second. I saw him a little bit today. He really helps with the Gren Maju kills, but one of the more interesting cards in this build, because you want to go first, but summoning this card going first isn't very good. But he is good, if you are forced to go second. Just outs a bunch of stuff. Used him quite a few times today to good effect, and I would probably play him again. 3 Gizmek. So this deck has got a lot of power. Once it stuns you out, it can kill you really quickly. And so 3 Gizmek, I think everyone knows this card is good in Gren Maju. It does both things. It's just a recurable threat in this deck, which sometimes the stun deck needs. You've got the lock over the game, and then you've just got this guy that doesn't go away. And so he was very strong today. Would definitely play him again. And then the card that sort of makes this deck and made this interesting was 3 Inspector Border. Now, if you'll notice, Inspector Border, it's sort of a non-bow with Gizmek Orochi because of you can't summon this if you have a monster. And then if you summon this, then you can't summon Gizmek, which sort of bothered me a little bit. I thought that was a little bit of a non-bow. But what was interesting is that a lot of times my opponent still summon from the extra deck, right? And then I would then be able to summon my Gizmek, and then I would stun them out, and then I would have a Gizmek and a border. It worked out well. This card was fantastic today. And you're not like super reliant on this card as well, and so it's kind of an interesting dichotomy there. Okay, and then I ran also for my other normal summon 3 Fairy Tale Luna. Now this is a little bit of a strange inclusion here. I like Fairy Tale Luna a lot. One of my favorite cards as well. And so, she was solid today. Probably not that great a few times. But I really liked her. She's got a good combo with Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos, where she can bounce the monster no matter what, although that never came with today, but she was solid in other times. I didn't see her that much, but I was happy to see her when I did. There were a few times, maybe this could be like maybe a more powerful card, not really sure, but yeah, she was still pretty good nonetheless, and I was happy with her. We've got, that's it for the monsters, so yeah. We got 3 Potted Extravagance. Now this is the main reason to play this deck. There was a time where my opponent had a border and was locking me out of the game, but I was able to finally Extravagance and then normal Gren Maju to get over the border, as well as just drawing 2 cards. This is the main reason to play the stun build, in my opinion. It can play Potted Extravagance. I actually don't think if you're going to play Gren Maju and you don't have this card, just play the Castle version. because the whole reason to play the stun version is to play this card is just so powerful. And then to go along with the 3 Extravagance, I also played 3 Desires. I think just that, you know, these 2 cards are the best cards in the deck by far. You have to play them both in the stun version. You just want to draw your traps, and then, you know, if your opponent is getting control, you just OTK him out of nowhere. If you lose control, you know, hopefully you put up a good enough fight and you can just normal Gren Maju attack the game. I also play 3 Pot of Duality, another great reason to play the stun version. You don't special summon as much, and so it's good to have pots. Really liked it. Sometimes the special summoning sucked. The special summoning restriction sucked, but it was still a very solid card nonetheless. Played 3 Super Polymerization. This card is very good. I saw it a little bit, not too much. I was able to make the Predator Plant drag Stapelia against a Thunder Dragon player. I think that was a good inclusion in the extra deck. Just a solid card. I like it. It can be awkward sometimes, but it was good, and so I probably play again. And it's just a good card, just a really solid card. So that, oh boy, got one more spell actually. 1-Dimensional Fissure. I actually just never saw this card all day, so I'm not sure how good it is, but yeah. I played 3 Solemn Judgment for my traps. Totally just the best card, one of the best cards in this deck. It really works well with Gren Maju. It just sort of lets you attack for game with Gren Maju. It's just a solid trap card. Would definitely play it again at 3. I like using the word solid too much, but yeah, definitely play it again at 3. We have 3 Strikes, another extremely good card. Love to see it. Actually, I have no normal traps in this deck. It's all counter or continuous. Solemn Strike, just an extremely good trap card, along with Solemn Warning. You know, they're almost the same thing. Strike might even be a little bit better than Warning. But yeah, so these cards are just, I mean, just fantastic. There were times where I was like too low life points to use the Solemn Grade, but you know, they're worth the risk, I would say. And then of course I ran, well, not of course, I also ran 3 Crackdown. This was an interesting one. I think it's actually really good in this deck. This deck has a hard time getting over big things. Crackdown's also good going second or going first. Just another solid card overall. I like to say the word solid, but I definitely played again. It was just good. You know, it's pretty much always good. It's bad in a few matchups, but you know, even then, it's still just you know, you can always use it. It just gets rid of problem things, gets rid of big monsters, so very good. And then I ran 1 Imperial Order, which I only drew. I had a rematch against Brian Chen. I only drew it against Brian. I drew it twice. I still lost the match though, even though he was playing Striker. Although one time it got Twin Twistered away. There might have been some misplays by me that game, but I don't want to get too into the, you know, the nitty-gritty details of the games here. And then I also played 1 Microcosmos. I drew it a few times. It didn't really blow anyone out, but it was fine. I think definitely better than Dimensional Fissure, but yeah, I think it's a solid card. As for, you know, the Imperial Order is a little risky. I ran a lot of spells, but I figured, you know, I just play all my spells first, and then hopefully I win. So yeah, but you know, a solid deck. Don't know what I'd change about it. It was performed pretty well. You know, I'd say 7-2 finish is not bad. And then for the extra deck, I played 1 Predator Plant drag Stapelia. Oops, let's put this a little over here. I used it once, which is actually pretty good for a card in this extra deck. If you use the card once in the extra deck, in this extra deck, you're doing well. There's so much Pure Thunder now, and so much you know, Pendulum that's running around, that I figured, you know what, let's just play this card. And it worked out. I played Pure Thunder. They did the Titan Colossus play. Whoops, sucked that up. It was fantastic. So yeah, I think this is definitely worth running. Even in the Gren Maju Castle version, I'd run this probably now. 1 Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. I never summoned it, but it's you know, I played against Cyber. One of my losses was the Cyber Dragon Orcust, but they don't really like ever end with a Cyber Dragon in a machine, so it didn't really come up. And then 2 Mer Dragon came up. I played against a Traptrix player who really knew what he was doing. I had no idea what I was doing against the deck, but luckily this card saved me a few times against him, so it was pretty good. 2 Striping Venom. Surprisingly, never summoned him. I just didn't draw super well only in the dark matchups. Actually, I did, but then I got like, you know, Twin Twistered away or something. But yeah, a little more versatile. And then 2 Violet Chimera. Didn't play against a single Salamangreat, so that was weird. Never used this card. Just, you know, Gizmek and Eater fodder. And then I played one rank 8. I played Sanafod. I figured I was just gonna play one because it came up once, so it was good. Yeah, one Sanafod came up once, solid. But you know, you don't really make as many rank 8s as you do in the other deck, so yeah. And then for the links, I played 3. Oops, that's not in here. 3 Nightmare Phoenix. Just the best art and extra deck. I actually never summoned a Phoenix, but I wanted to a few times, but I just didn't have enough monsters to do it. So Phoenix is very good. It's just you have a hard time getting a lot of monsters out in this deck. 2 Cerberus, never summoned them, and then 1 Unicorn, never summoned them, but they're all good to have. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Let's go into the side deck. The side deck was relatively good, actually. There were a few all-stars today. I played 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring in the side deck. Sorry for the glare there. This up even more just to get the glare out of the way. It was good. I said I didn't get the decks that I was going second, and I wanted to stop a few things. It's just a really good card. I saw it a few times when I wanted to, and basically did as good as I could ask Ash to do. Wasn't like totally killer or anything, but I didn't expect it to be totally killer. 3 Pankratops. This card was all right. The one problem I have this card is in the striker matchup, I played a few strikers and they just kept shark handing me my Pankratops back. And so it made me not want to play side this card in against striker. Not sure, but you know, it's just like it just makes all their shark hands good, which is kind of lame. Kind of sucks for me. And so yeah, I played 3 Heavy Storm Duster, just to blow up some people's back row. I'm trying to remember if I ever got to use it. I got to use it a few times. It worked out well. So yeah, I think I'd probably start to do it again. 3 Evenly Matched. This card was really good for me today. I don't play it in the Gren Maju Gizmek version. Sorry, the Golden Castle version. Maybe I should. You know, people were telling me maybe I should. The problem is that deck really utilizes Battle Phase, whereas this deck doesn't as much. This card performed really well. I think maybe at a regional level it's great because there's a lot of more rogue stuff, and this card just totally blows out lots of things. I blew out a True Draco player with this. Just a great card. And then I played 3 There Can Be Only One, which I didn't see any Salamander today, so I didn't really side this card in that much. So it wasn't as good as what it was at the YCS, but one of the better floodgates for the deck. I think it's probably still worth a spot. So yeah, overall that's the deck. It was very solid, 40, 50, and 15. 7-2 finish. Played some meta, some non-meta, all that good stuff. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile, and I will see you guys next time.